Good Sunday, everybody. By the time you see this, it'll be Monday. But I've had a lot of people make comments that you should be fixing something for Thanksgiving. Show us, what you normally fix. Give us some ideas for Thanksgiving. Okay, so that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to be going to my son's for Thanksgiving, and I don't want to cook a whole turkey for me, but I wanted to show you what I used to do years ago when I was married to my first husband. We were low on money, and it was just the two of us. So I got me a big old chicken. I'd get a big old hen or whatever chicken was available. Now this one cost $6.67. It is not quite 5 pounds right there. Now for 1 or 2 people, you can go ahead and fix a Thanksgiving dinner. Low cost, and still have a nice Thanksgiving dinner just like anyone else, only with chicken instead of turkey. Takes a lot less time to cook it as well. You don't have to spend all day cooking a turkey when you can put a chicken in the oven and roast it for about an hour, and you got a done chicken. And then you got chicken for other meals, during the week. And that's what we're going to do today. And I've also got some potatoes. I'm only going to cook 2. They're sweet potatoes, y'all. I always love sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving or Christmas. I always got to have my sweet potatoes. So I'm just going to wash these off. I've already got my oven preheating to 400 degrees. So we're going to clean these taters up the best we can. Dry them off a little bit. Now sweet potatoes you can bake in the oven. You don't have to worry about wrapping them in aluminum foil or anything else. They do fine just on their own. You don't have to cut them open or anything like that. I've got a pan right here. And sometimes your, what did I do with my foil? Here it is. Sometimes your taters will split open and bleed out sugar. And when it burns on your pan, it's very hard to clean it off. It's like glue or paint, when you get it on something, it's there forever. So to save me cleanup time, I'm just going to put aluminum foil in my pan just like that. And I'm going to put these 2 potatoes in the oven. Now, it only takes about an hour or so for the potatoes to cook. So by the time my chicken is done, my taters should be done. Now, I got a roasting pan. Years ago, I had one of those roasting pans with the lid. Well, today I'm just going to use the roasting pan because I don't know what happened to my roasting pan that had the lid on it. It's been gone many years. I never even had it when we come to Texas, I don't think. But anyway, it's the old-timey looking roasting pans. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wash this chicken. Get it cut open here. Well, it says preheat oven to 425. Breast side up, and that's usually always the way I cook it. 425, leave it at 425 for about 30 minutes while you're cooking it, and then you can turn it down. And it's okay for the it's fine for the potato as well, my 2 sweet potatoes. Yeah, you know, a lot of us don't fix a nice Thanksgiving dinner because we don't want to go to the trouble to cook a great big turkey if there's just one or two of us. Oh, I thought they had the neck in there, but they don't. But you got your gizzard pack. And I forgot to get my pot. Because I usually cook my gizzards and my livers and my hearts and all that good stuff in a little pot. Sorry about the noise. But I forgot to get my pot out earlier. So that's what I'm doing. Got my pot here. And I've been outside in the yard putting up Christmas decorations, trying to decide where I wanted to put some things. But I usually make a little bit of chicken and rice with the gizzard and stuff. My kids always love the chicken and rice. So just wash these off a little. Well, they neglected to put a turkey neck in there. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut that little bitty one right there. And I'm going to put it right in there. Because I'm not fixing much rice. Now we got to wash the rest of this chicken off. Wash it real good. I'm going to put it right in my pan. Lay it out as flat as possible. I got a couple of these. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put my little gizzard and stuff to cook. And like I said, I'm not cooking much of that because there's only one gizzard and one liver and stuff in there. But I wanted to show you how I always did. And I do the same thing if I cook a turkey. I'll take the turkey neck, the gizzards, the liver, the heart, and all that, put it in a pot. I cook it. I put a little seasoning in there, maybe a little chicken bouillon, and I make a little bit of chicken and rice. My kids always loved it. They called it turkey rice. But I'm going to pat dry my chicken a little bit. Now, some of you have those contraptions that you can inject the butter up under the skin. I don't have that. So what I'm going to do, let's see if I can find my basting. Oh, here it is. I'm just going to baste it a little bit with this soft butter. And it's almost empty, so I'm just using up what's in here. Don't y'all get in a tizzy about me dipping this contraption in my baster brush into my butter, because it's all good. And you don't have to do this, but you know, I kind of like to do it. A lot of people will baste their turkey with a little bit of butter. Now I'm just basically emptying this little carton of butter here. All my butter staying on my thing here. I get all this paper that I got from the chicken and that and this and throw that all away. Got my scrap thing back there for the compost. Now I'm going to just let my gizzard and my little bit of a turkey chicken neck and all that cook while I'm cooking my chicken. You can basically do a chicken just like you do a turkey. You can stuff it. I prefer not to stuff it. My mom always liked to stuff her chickens or turkeys. Put some salt on there. And then put some salt in my pot. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven just like this. And I'm going to leave it probably half hour or so. And then I'll turn it back to 400 degrees. If it starts getting too brown on top before I think it's getting cooked, I'll just put some aluminum foil over the top of it. But there you go. I got my substitute turkey, a chicken. And I got my sweet potatoes in the oven cooking. Now a lot of times, even just like on a Sunday, I would cook, roast a chicken in the oven like that. For me and my first husband. I don't think I ever bought a turkey while I was living with him. It was always chickens that I did. Because turkeys were too big just for us two, and I didn't want to spend all day and burning all that propane just to cook a turkey, which takes 5 or 6 hours sometimes, depending on the size of the turkey. You could spend all day roasting that turkey. So even when I started buying turkeys years later, I'd buy the smallest turkey I could find. Usually I tried to get one right around 12 pounds. That's about the smallest. And that's the size I would buy for me and my 2 kids. Because that was plenty of turkey, you know, for 3 people. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some bouillon and stuff in that. Oh, let me see where I got it all. I should have had all this stuff out, but I didn't. I'm going to go ahead and season my water over here that I'm cooking my liver and stuff in with a little bit of bouillon. I'm only going to use about a teaspoon of it because, like I said, I'm not cooking much. I'm not even going to cook a whole cup of, I doubt I even put a whole cup of rice in there. But I want it to taste good, you know. I'm going to put garlic salt. Well, you know what? I already put some other salt in there. Well, I'll put a little. And then I'll put some garlic in it. I've got onion powder right here. I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder. And that'll do it. Let's put this over here for right now. See if I can find my garlic. I just want plain garlic. There it is. Yeah, I forgot I had already put a little bit of salt in there. There, that's enough garlic. So I'm just going to let that cook until it's good and tender. Simmer it while my chicken and my other stuff is cooking, my potatoes. And then I'm going to decide what kind of beans I want, and I'll get them going. Now I'm going to get started my beans. And since it's just me, I'm going to open only one can of beans, green beans. Now you can do fresh green beans. Any kind of beans or peas or dried beans, green beans, whatever you like. I'm just going to do this one can for myself. Put them right here in this little pot. These little pots come in handy when you're just cooking for 1 or 2 people. Now I'm going to put a strip of bacon in there. And I'm going to let it cook until that bacon is done and just basically falling apart. Put it right down in the juice. I'm going to put a little bit of salt. And I like a tiny bit of sugar, not much. I'm only going to put about a half a teaspoon in there because it's just one can here. And you don't even have to put that in there. That's totally up to you. I'm going to put it over here and start cooking that. I need to set my timer for my... I'm going to set it for like 25 minutes. Because at the 25 minutes, I'm going to take aluminum foil and I'm going to cover my chicken. Now I'm going to do my carrots. I got to wash them. I just dumped them here in the sink. I got a couple of baby carrots, that I had left in a bag. I only had taken a couple out because I put them in something. I don't even remember what now. And then I've got one whole carrot here. See if I can find the, there it is. Nope, that's the pizza cutter. I want the peeler. There it is. I'm just going to lightly peel this one carrot. Because this one fresh carrot with what I got there, that's going to be plenty for me. I'll be eating this meal several times this week. Which I'm not going to mind it. I kind of like this stuff, so. And when you roast a chicken, that's not your fattening part. You know, it's all your other stuff that goes with it that gets fattening. Got my little thing back here that I kept my coffee grounds in from where I made coffee this morning. I got to take that out to the compost. So I'm going to put these carrot peelings in here. And that's going to go out to the compost as well later. Now I'm just going to cut this little carrot up in sections about the size of the ones that are there. These that are that thick, I'm just going to slice them in half. Try to. I need my bigger knife. There, that'll do. I don't want to get out so much stuff. I'm going to have enough in the kitchen out dirty by the time I get this meal done. But if you mix them like I'm doing and you put fresh carrots with some that you bought in the store that's in the bag, they're not cooked, they're all raw. Just try to get them all about the same size. Now I'm also going to cut up a little bit of onion. In this case I've got a red onion already out, so I'm just going to utilize it. Maybe one slice. Now I never fix these for my kids because my son would not have eaten it because it would have onions in it. But I did fix carrots. Now feel free to do your carrots or your vegetables any way you want. This is just the way I'm going to do these because this is the way I want them for this meal. And I am going to put a little bit of the onion powder on here. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic salt because this is the only salt that I'm going to put on here. And guess what? We're going to put some brown sugar. I'm not going to put much, but I just want to coat a little bit of brown sugar on them. There, that'll be plenty. Now, what I'm going to do with this is cover it with aluminum foil. Aluminum foil. Now, some of you may want to, instead of using a aluminum pan, you can just use aluminum foil and make you a pocket with it and just wrap it up in that. I've got these little pans that I buy and keep on hand all the time. So I'm just going to do this bit. And I'm going to pop it right in the oven with my sweet potatoes and my chicken. That way all of it's cooking at one time. Now, like I said, I'm going to wait about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to get in here and take my chicken out and then wrap it with foil and put it back in there and let it cook like that. Because once you wrap it, it cooks it faster from, you know, on the inside and everywhere. And I want my chicken done. So we'll bring you back in just a sec. Okay, the timer went off, so my chicken's been cooking for at least 30 minutes. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to wrap it with aluminum foil. Because I don't want the top to get too brown while the rest of it cooks. I want my chicken to basically be falling apart. Ooh, that's hot. I've got to put my gloves on to put this on there. The aluminum foil is not hot, but that pan is hot. And you know what? I need to double it. That's the way I do my turkeys when I do them. I double my foil. And I just do a couple of creases at the end here to keep it together in the middle. There. Get this on. Now I'm going to put it back in the oven and I'm going to cook it for at least another probably 45 minutes or so. I want to check my taters. Well, no, they've only been in there 30 minutes, so they're good. So I'm going to set my timer for at least another 30 minutes. My gizzard and all's cooking. My beans are cooking. I've got out some greens that I cooked the other day. And I'm just going to slow heat those up. And I got my pot for my dressing. We're going to give our chicken time to cook before we add, make our dressing. We'll do that in a little bit. But we'll come back. Now, while everything else is warming up and cooking, we're going to make dessert. We're going to make a quick and easy dessert, banana pudding. Get this box open. Now it might make more than these 4 containers. I don't know, because since I'm going to put bananas and I'm going to put vanilla wafers in my bowl. But first off, I'm going to put these vanilla wafers in here just like we were going to do if you would make a banana pudding. Only this is going to be a quick, easy one. No cook, really quick banana pudding. Just line your little bowls with and you can do this in a bigger container if you want. Serving bowl, casserole dish. I'm just doing it in the individual ones for myself today. You always got to have a dessert for Thanksgiving, right? And in mine, it worked perfect. And now I'm going to slice up a couple of banana. It may only take this one banana because these bowls are not very big. Slice you up some banana in there. Or either the banana pudding. The banana pudding is the best. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, y'all. But I've been outside doing stuff in the garden, you know, not in the garden, but the yard, trying to put up some of my Christmas decorations. But you're going to take 2 cups of low-fat milk, cold, and just dump your pudding mix right in there. You're going to whisk it together. I think you whip it for about 5 minutes or so. Well, where is it that it told me to do this? 2 minutes. It'll soft set in 5 minutes. It's starting to set up. So I'm going to pour it in my dishes because I want it to go all down between the crackers and the banana. It's starting to set up. So I'm just going to get a spoon and get the rest of it out so I can put it in the dish. I thought I remembered it made 4 because I've done this several times before. And it helps if you do this beforehand. Gotta taste it. So they can sit for a couple of hours and those crackers can soak up some of that custard to kind of make the wafer soft. You know, like they do in a banana pudding. And then, you know, if you want to garnish the top with like whipped cream, Cool Whip, put a cherry on top, that just makes them look that much better. But there's 4 desserts for my Thanksgiving dinner that was so easy to make. I've got I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'll leave it here. We might try that later. That's my my whipped cream. I've had it in the refrigerator. I'm not sure if it even will spray out like it should at this point. I gotta check on my chicken, and I'm going to check on my taters back there. These taters should be done. Yeah, they're done, and they got that sweet sugar syrup coming out. I'm going to put them right over there. Check on our chicken. Hot. Oh, that's looking good, but it needs to cook a little bit more. And then toward the very end, I'm going to take the aluminum foil off and I'll let it brown some. Check on my carrots. Woo. See if they're getting done. Nope. Get them back in there and let them cook some more. Now we're also going to fix biscuits, and I'm cheating today. I'm not going to make homemade biscuits. I've got Granny's jumbo flaky biscuits that I'm going to make. Now if it was for family, people coming over, I'd make fresh biscuits, but I'm just going to go this route today. Yeah, and I switched my potatoes out of this pan and put them in the other one because I wanted this pan for my biscuits. I'm going to wait till my chicken is about done before I put these biscuits in the pan. I'm going to set them back in the refrigerator temporarily. I'm going to get out my cranberry sauce. You know, you can't have a Thanksgiving dinner without cranberry sauce. So that's what I got here. I love cranberry sauce with dressing and gravy. So good. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I need to learn not to do anything in the yard on a day that I'm going to do a cooking video. And I've already taken medicine to keep me from coughing, but it's not working. I put mine in the refrigerator, let it get cold, and then I split it in half, and then I proceed to slice it. To me, it's not Thanksgiving if you don't have cranberry sauce with your stuffing and your potatoes. And now y'all can make cream potatoes, you know, anything else that you'd like to do with yours. I like my sweet potatoes, so I'm not going to fix cream potatoes because it's just too much for me. I mean, what I've got here already is too much for me, but there you go. We've got our cranberry sauce, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator to keep it cold. I'm going to put my gotta remember those pot lids are hot. I'm gonna put my rice in my pot over here. And I'm only gonna fix about a half a cup. I'm not even making a whole cup. But you know, if you got a lot of people, feel free to do a whole cup. Go. Turn it up a little bit and get it boiling. Check on my beans here. I did add a little bit of cooked pinto beans to my green beans because I like them that way. Turn them up a little bit. That's good and hot for my greens. And get that boiling back there so we can cover it and cook that rice. So far I've got greens. I've got green beans here with a few other beans mixed in. I've got my turkey rice, as my kids always called it, that's cooking. I've got my chicken in the oven. I've got my carrots in the oven. Got my sweet potatoes cooked already. And I'll have my biscuits done in a little bit. And when I get my chicken out, then I'll proceed to make some gravy. And we got to make our stuffing. We might go ahead and do that. And I'm just doing stovetop stuffing. So see, with what I'm cooking, you'd have plenty for 4 people. Good. I mean, a good 4 people. If it's just 1 or 2 of you, then you got plenty of leftovers for the rest of the week. But you didn't have to spend all day in the kitchen cooking a turkey, which nobody really wants to do. I mean, you know, we do, but we don't want to do that if it's just 1 or 2 people. And I have done it, and I've put most of my turkey in the freezer to eat, you know, throughout the year. Okay, so let's see. 1.5 cups of water. We got to get us some butter. Two tablespoons of butter. So the stick butter is already measured, so all you got to do is cut it off. 2 tablespoons. Go ahead and turn that on. But this is an economical way to fix a good Thanksgiving dinner for people. I mean, for yourself, for your significant other, and not have to go to the expense of a big turkey and spending all day to cook it. So we're just going to let that come to a boil, let it melt the butter. We're going to pour our stuffing mix in, mix it up real well, and then take it off the heat and let it set for about 5 minutes, and then we will fluff it up with a fork, and it'll be ready to eat. And at this point, I think I'm going to go ahead and take that aluminum foil off of my chicken. That's hot. I'll lay it back over it in a few minutes if it starts getting too brown. It cools off pretty fast, but mine is coming unraveled here. But yeah, I can tent my chicken real easy with that. So just leave it right there. Got to turn my rice down. Let it slow cook for about 15 minutes. So you see, just with what I'm fixing, you'll have plenty of food for a Thanksgiving dinner if it was just you and your husband, or maybe you, your husband, and 2 small children or something. I mean, a whole chicken is plenty for 4 people. And then you got all your sides. And you can put whatever sides you want. You can make corn, you can make green beans, you can make lima beans, anything you want. Brussels sprouts even. I was thinking about making Brussels sprouts, but I didn't. This is almost ready. Almost. I mean, these stovetop stuffing mixes are so convenient, and I love the cornbread one. The cornbread one is my favorite. They're all good, but I think the cornbread one is the best. And I can probably go ahead and put my biscuits in the pan. While I'm waiting for that to okay. If I got to the right end, it would probably open easier. Woo. Just pop right open. I like fixing them in this pan because it's just about the right size. Ah! Thank God they didn't come out of the pan. I mean, out of the roll. The roll hit the rug. But they didn't come out, so they didn't touch the floor. That scared me. I just knew I lost my biscuits, y'all. I just knew I lost my biscuits. You ever had that happen to you? You know, when I get in a rush, sometimes I start getting careless. There. I got that. Looks like I need to empty my trash can. We got our biscuits. My chicken is brown and really pretty. Y'all, when you're cooking, try not to get in a rush. Okay, our water and our butter mixture is boiling. So I'm going to turn it off, throw in my mix here. Stir it up real good. I know some people will put this stuffing mix in a pan, a casserole dish, or like a biscuit pan, and put it in the oven and brown it on top. But to me, I think it dries it out a little bit too much. I'm just going to cover this with a lid and set it over here. Keep it hot. I want to make sure that my carrots are done before I try to cook my biscuits. You know, I should have left that there stick of butter out because I need to coat my biscuit tops with it when they get done. Yeah, I gave y'all a sneak peek of my Christmas decorations, and that was the new Christmas wreath I made, and I've got it hanging outside. I'm not lighting my stuff up at night yet. Everybody waits till usually the Friday right after Thanksgiving, you know, this week, and then all the Christmas lights are lit up. That's the way the whole town does, because they have the Christmas parade on Friday evening, and that brings Santa to town and all that, and everything is lit up on Friday. So that's when I'm going to light mine, on Friday, hopefully. Yeah, I think I gotta wait on my carrots. What did I do with my, here it is. Here it is. Gotta check on my carrots, y'all. And I am going to add a little bit of butter to my carrots. Put a couple of dabs of butter on there. There we go. Now I'm going to wrap them back up and put them right back in the... I wanted to check for the doneness. Yeah, they're almost done. But we want the little bit of sugar and all that other stuff to kind of caramelize a little bit in the pan. Check on my chicken. Oh, it's getting nice and brown, y'all. Nice and brown. My rice is almost done. It's almost Thanksgiving dinner. Almost. I'm going to wait on my biscuits. I want my carrots to cook a little bit more, so I'll bring you back. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my biscuits in there. Set my timer for like 12 minutes. And then I'm going to take my chicken out when the biscuits are done, and we'll make our gravy. I'm going to put my biscuits over here, I think, when I get them out. I don't know if that's big enough for my chicken or not. See if I can find something for the chicken. because we're going to have to get our chicken out of the pan to make the gravy. Gotta have some gravy. Just wipe this platter off because it's been sitting in the counter in the cabinet, and I got a little dusty in there. Check on my rice. We gotta taste the rice for seasoning. That's good. I'm letting a little bit of the water cook off my beans. I got me a grow light to put in the shed for my plants out there. I haven't had a chance to get it out there and put it in there yet. I need just a little bit of the water to cook out of the rice. Check on my chicken. Oh, that's looking good. I want it a little bit more brown. Okay, I just took the chicken out. And I'm going to see if I can get it in this platter without tearing it all up. Let's see, how do I go about this? Maybe a fork, a big one. It is kind of sticking to the pan a little bit. Isn't that a pretty roasted chicken for Thanksgiving? We're going to put that there and let it set for a few minutes while we come over here and make our gravy. And I'm going to make it right on the top of the stove in this pan. Turn the burner on. We don't want it too high. And I'm going to put some flour in here. We've got to brown the flour a little bit. But that chicken looks good. I mean, hey, look at that. That looks just as good as any turkey. I think so. So don't feel like you got to cook a 20-pound turkey because it's Thanksgiving. Get you a good size chicken. You want your flour to brown a little bit and scrape up all of that brown stuff that's in the bottom of the pan. Yep, I already got my chicken out. My timer just went off. Check on my biscuits. Leave them in there and let them brown just a little bit. Now we're going to add some water to our gravy. Like I said, you want to scrape all of that brown stuff where the flour stuck to the pan and brown. You want to scrape it all up. Because that's what helps make your gravy, is all those brown bits and pieces that stuck to the pan. Now I'm going to add a little bit of chicken bouillon to my gravy. Not much. About 1/2 of a teaspoon. I'm going to put some garlic salt, not garlic salt, but garlic powder. Now we're just going to thicken this gravy up a little bit. Because you want it to cook a little bit because you don't want raw flour. Oh yeah, my biscuits are done. Whew, where am I going to put my biscuits? Let's see. See, my chicken is just about falling apart. I got too much in my hand. Put that right there. And I'm going to take my stick of butter. And I'm just going to go around the tops of my biscuits. Just coat the tops of my biscuits good with this butter. It's real easy to do that when they're hot. And that's it. We got biscuits. I don't know where to put anything. Put it over here. Because I got to get back to my gravy. I have always used a fork to do this, but I know y'all don't like to hear the metal hitting the pan, so I'll use my spatula now. I've pretty much got all the brown pieces up off the pan, and it makes cleaning your pan a lot easier too. So now we just got to let our gravy thicken a little. And I got to give it a taste test, see if we need to add anything. Nope, it's good. And my carrots should be done. Go ahead and take them out. Oh. Go ahead and put it on this. I guess you can see me over there. Yeah, they're looking good. I gotta stick my butter back in the refrigerator a minute because it's getting too soft. It's melting. Get my cranberry juice out. Sauce, not juice. Oh, where's my mind today, y'all? You know, it's only a couple of weeks before we do the drawing for that gift card for Christmas. I hope everybody's been watching the videos so they can answer the questions. I had the drawing for the 14th because I wanted to get the card out hopefully in time for you to get it before Christmas. So if you wanted to do any Christmas shopping with it, you could. Or maybe you wanted to hold on to it till after Christmas when they have the after Christmas sales and then spend it then, you know, you could. So kept feeling like there was something slippery on the floor here, but I don't see anything. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. It is getting a little warm in here. I can't wait to fix me a plate. But everything's done right now except for my gravy. I got to cook it down a little bit. Thicken it up a little, not much. I got me a little gravy boat here somewhere. Oh. There she be. I always love using these little gravy boats for Christmas and, well, for any time you have a nice dinner and you're serving gravy. I mean, it makes a nice presentation, I think. Whew. I'm hot, y'all, and I didn't want to turn the exhaust fan on because it makes so much racket. And the gravy will thicken up a lot more too after it starts cooling off a little bit. But actually making the gravy in the pan that you cook, roast your turkey or your chicken in, helps clean the pan. Because all those pieces that stick to the pan and get kind of brown come off in the gravy. So, let's see. See if I can do this without getting burnt or spilling it everywhere. And I got some left. See, isn't that a nice presentation for your gravy right there? Put this right here. Move all this. And I'm going to get that out of that pan and put it in this little container. So I can store it and it doesn't stick to this pan. That way I'll have plenty of gravy to go with my chicken and everything the rest of the week. Oh, let's see. Put that there. Now I gotta fix me a plate, y'all. I know some of you might like the white meat, some of you may like the dark meat. I'm going to start with this right here. Oh, it's coming apart with me. My knife's too big. Now let me come over here and get some of this other stuff. Gotta have me some chicken and rice. Just a little. Get some of these beans. I don't know if I'm going to have enough room on my plate for all this. Gotta have some stuffing. Supposed to fluff it up, but I've not got any of my greens yet. I tell you, I got a plate full over here, y'all. Move this substitute turkey over. Now I gotta get me a tater. And I might just, and see, I don't even have my carrots yet. Get me a half a potato. There goes my potato. Now I gotta get me some carrots. And I guess I can put my carrots right in the middle of the plate. That's about the only place I've got left to put them. And they started to caramelize down in there. But with that butter and that little bit of brown sugar, it's gonna be really good. And I still got to get my gravy and my cranberry sauce. And my biscuit. Look at that plate full of food, y'all. Is that Thanksgiving dinner or is that Thanksgiving dinner? Put that right beside my potato. And we got to have a little bit of gravy on it. That's good. And a biscuit. Y'all, This is something else. Oh, and I didn't show you what I was going to do with my little puddings. I got some whipped cream. You can see. And I gotta get a cherry. Cherry on top. I do a lot of licking of my fingers. Oh my goodness, y'all. There is my Thanksgiving dinner with my little banana pudding. Got greens. I got chicken instead of turkey. I got the gravy. I got the broiled carrots. I've got a sweet potato covered in gravy. I got dressing covered in gravy. I got green beans over here. Look at that. And I got my turkey rice, as my kids call it. In this case, it's chicken rice. But yeah, I'm going to sit down here and dig in. It's just that easy. It takes a little bit of time, but it's sure a lot easier than trying to fix a turkey. So I hope y'all enjoyed. And we'll see you on the next one. Love y'all.